Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing just fine, as I am too. I'm doing fine myself. And I tell you, I am so glad to be able to come back before you once again. I tell you, it really means the world to me. Every time we can be together, it makes me feel good inside and makes me happy. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I would like to welcome all of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. That's right. And we're back again with another little episode where we're going to discuss something of interest and hopefully something will be gained from it. I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. I tell you, it really means a lot to me. So today I would like for us to discuss for a few minutes something that I've been thinking a lot about lately, particularly over the last, well, I guess maybe the last few months or a few years now, because I don't know about you, but it's like the older I get and the more I see people who I've known throughout my life begin to cross over, it starts to cause me to wonder about a lot of things. I don't care if it's a family member or a friend or neighbor or coworker or somebody whom I used to attend church with or went to school with, no matter who it is, a celebrity, athlete or anybody that's well known, a community leader, political figure. Anytime someone whom we have whether either known or have known of passes away, it it makes you wonder. Well, one thing it makes you think about is your own mortality. And then it also makes you wonder what kind of mindset were they in at the time of their departure. And that's one of the things that I tend to focus on most of the time. And to zoom in a little bit further, I also like to consider what they may have spoken upon their final moments and to whom they were speaking. Was it a family member or was it someone that they were closely connected? Um, that's something I have definitely given a lot of thought to in recent months and years. And so today I would like to discuss with you, and you can offer your feedback on this as well. What will your last words be? That's what we're going to talk about for a few moments. What will your last words be? And I don't think any of us know exactly what our last words will be when we get ready to cross over to the other side. However, we can hope that when that time comes, we will have something good to say to somebody. whoever is meant to be there for us and with us at that moment. We hope that we'll leave them with some kind words, and not any crazy words or any corrupted type words. But we want to it's all about the type of legacy. It's a part of it. Because believe it or not, the very last statement or statements you make to either an individual or a group of people, whoever is with you at the time of your transition, that plays a significant role in how you will be remembered. Now, you may be remembered in a fun manner, or you may not. You may be remembered as a sweetheart, a kind and loving, gentle individual. Or you could be remembered as uh, oh man, a road dog, or or someone who just absolutely didn't care what they said, who they said it to, and how they said it. And I've known a lot of people like that over the years. And I knew a lot of people who it seemed like throughout the years that I knew them, all they ever did was cuss everybody out, talk bad about folks, talk down to people, made folks feel any kind of way, feel bad about themselves, cause people to not have self-esteem, have confidence in themselves, and all because of the words that they spoke. A lot of people have really hurt folk out here with their mouth. They said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, I think that may not necessarily be true, because words can and oftentimes do hurt, probably more so than sticks and stones, which that would be bad in itself. But words do have the power to hurt people. And if you're one of those individuals who is laying on your deathbed, and you're within the final hours of your life on this earth, then certainly you don't want to be here making people feel bad and hurting people's feelings. I mean, I would hope that that no one in their right mind would want to be that way towards anybody as they're about to make their transition, because the way you leave here is pretty much how you're going to be remembered. And I tell you, so I can think about the last words of my father, the last phone conversation that we had before we didn't speak anymore, and he only lived 2 more years after that. And I can laugh about it now, but at that time it wasn't funny at all. And I can think about others too, to whom I shared final moments with, not necessarily the day of their transition, but in the days or weeks leading up to their transition. And I remember their last words to me, and and how I felt as a result of that. And even when I reflect on it, sometimes it takes me back to that time, and I feel pretty much the way I did back then about that person. But whatever it is, you know, we just have to go head on keeping on. So what would you like your last words to be to whoever it is that you think may be there for you when you get ready to leave this world? Whether it be your spouse or a child, grandchild, other relative or friend, who exactly what would you like to be saying, or what would you hope that you would say, and the type of impact that you would have on the life or the lives of those individuals with whom you're sharing those last words? Surely you would want to leave some words of encouragement and empowerment, enlightenment, and edification. Those type of words would make a huge difference in the lives of those whom you leave behind. And I'm sure that they will always remember you for it, and they would appreciate you along the way. So I tell you what, I'm going to say that this is it for this conversation. What will your last words be? And though none of us know that right now, we won't know until time comes. but we hope that we'll be found saying something good to somebody. So I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of TJ's Topics. And I certainly hope that you will tune in again. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share with whoever you wish. And this will give you something to think about, and those with whom you decide to share it, something to think about as well. Because we all got to get up out of here, and we certainly don't want to leave anybody behind feeling terrible about us, all because of what we said to them as we were getting ready to close our eyes. Because hopefully we all want to be remembered in a fun manner, in a fun way. You know, that would be a nice way to go. So thank you again, okay? And I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you that every round does go higher and higher. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.